This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
In yesterday's session, we have discussed few changes related to ECC 6.0 and S4 HANA Finance. What all changes are there? Okay, so we'll see the remaining changes today. Then we'll close. So in SAP ECC 6.0, S4 HANA 1909 version. In GL, the first point we have seen is controlling integration. Controlling integration in chart of account level. So that is not available in S4. It is a part of your FS00 creation itself. So cost element will be created in FS00 itself. So you will create here cost element GL creation screen itself. You can do it in FS00. Here, the chart of account level, that field is not available now in OP13. So GL accounts and cost elements are created in separate transaction code. So cost element created in KA01. So GL account FS00. So change is in open and close posting period. Open and close posting period. In open and close posting periods, OB52, additional one more field is added in S4 HANA. That is a one more period. Period 3 is added. Period 3 is added. This is for the CO postings purpose. Now, ledgers, when you are creating ledgers, so you can define ledgers and currency fields, everything is in one single step itself in S4. So here we need to define separate steps, and number range is also separate number range you need to maintain. So ledger wise number range is required. Okay, so here single number range. integers. So header data table is BKPF. Line item data table is AC dot. Here header data table is BKPF only, but line item data table in ECC is BSEG table. BSEG. And so functionality wise, if you see, let me log into the system now. Okay, so under enterprise structure, all these are all common. We don't have any changes related to define company, company code, credit control area, all these things. Then financial accounting global settings. We have written ledger related and posting period related settings. Okay, so then the controlling integration. So we have separate document type for controlling postings in S4. Okay, and even ledger is also available in the manual posting from one cost center to other cost center. So you can also provide ledger and post transaction in KB11 and other transaction in CO. Okay, so here there is no separate document type for controlling. Only based on the business transaction it will post. No controlling document type. So based on the business transactions, we'll post like CO2, COIN is a business transaction from FI to CO posting, CO through postings from FI. Okay, so some other business transaction also you can see here. So in the global parameters, we don't have any. Yeah, so there is one difference in global parameters. If you go to global parameters for our company code, ALM1, Here in the additional data, you can't maintain additional data here. Okay, but in ECC, you can maintain additional data. What is there inside additional data? You can maintain company code, legal numbers like a PAN number, all these numbers, company code numbers will be maintained in additional data, but in S4, maintain additional data parameters is provided separate path. Okay, in the separate path, this option is given. Maintain additional parameters for company code. So let me log into ECC also. If I go to SPRO, financial accounting new, financial accounting global settings, company code global parameters. You don't find additional setting here, separate path. You can select any company code, AL50. So you can click on additional data and maintain this info here itself. Okay, so this option is provided in the separate path in S4. Okay, so you can click here. Oh, some runtimer is coming here. No problem. Whatever the fields are appearing, right, that will come when you go there. So this manage posting period is a separate. One more is given here. So extra field which is not available in ECC. This is for the ledgers. Make the settings different physically variant and posting period under the active non-leading ledgers. So this field is not available in S4 in ECC. If you go to company code global parameters, here you see that field is not available. That is only available in S4. That is for the special purpose manage posting period variant for active ledgers. So you can click on F1 and you can see the use of it. If you set this indicator, the posting periods check is also made for non-representative ledgers. If you have leading ledger and non-leading ledger, so leading ledger is your representative ledger, non-leading ledgers are non-representative ledger. So system will check the posting period variant for the check for even for non-representative ledger. You can use this indicator if you want to define posting period and physically variant for non-representative ledgers that differ from settings of the representative ledger. Okay, so there was an issue in asset accounting. Okay, so when we were doing asset accounting, there was some different physical year variant which was assigned for non-leading ledger. Okay, so that is a limitation in S4. So you can't assign a different physical year to your non-leading ledgers. So if you want to assign different physical year, then you need to create as a ledger group and make one is a representative ledger, which is your non-leading ledger, and other one which is other than your current financial year. Okay, whatever the other year you assign, that is a non-representative ledger. So in that case, we can use this one. Postings are made to non-representative ledgers, whether posting periods are to be checked or not. In this case, posting to a ledger group are made by the system if the relevant posting period is open in all ledgers for the ledger group. So if you have 2-3 ledgers in a single ledger group, system will check for both ledgers whether the period is open or not. Okay, by selecting this checkbox. Okay, so let's remove the checkbox here. Yeah. Now in the GL level, we have additional fields provided. If you go to GL, F000, so you don't find this edit cost element in S4, and this one is account, GL account type is added in S4. Okay, so that is extra step, GL account type. Then whether it is a P&L or balance sheet, these fields are removed. You can select from GL account type itself, whether it is a P&L or balance sheet, GL account or primary cost element or non-operating expense or income. So that's setup. So it is taking time. Okay, so line item display checkbox is not part of S4. GL line item display checkbox. Okay, so maintain additional Okay, so but this GL line item, by default, all GL accounts are active with the line item display. No GL line item display checkbox in F000. So by default, all GL accounts are with the open item only, with the line item display. Then you can maintain default cost center or internal order in the cost element level. Default cost center or order the cost element. Okay, so that is in KA01. Okay, so this option is not available in S4. You can't define default. There is no option default cost center or order in the GL or cost element. Okay, you can use only OK benign transaction to update default cost element. Okay, so what I was saying, if you go to KA02, your controlling area, AL40. Here we have option to enter a default cost object, cost center or order. But since this KA01 creation screen itself is not given in S4. That is created directly. If you use KA01, it will take you to FS00 screen. So in FS00, we don't have that option to enter default value. So we need to use OK B9 setting, OK B9 to assign any default settings here for the cost element. Okay, this OK B9 setting is available even in ECC also. Okay, B9. Okay, it is available even in ECC, but the same functionality is available in S4. We don't have option to assign default cost center or order in the cost element level. Then in the GL, what else we have? Changes. Yeah.
Concept of extension ledger is joining simulation ledger and prediction ledger. That is also new, right?
Yes. Yes. Okay, in the ledger, yeah. So if you go to ledgers, so in S4, we have additional ledger. So in ECC, we have only standard ledger, leading ledger and non-leading ledgers. Ledgers, leading and non-leading ledger. But in S4, along with leading ledger and non-leading ledger, you can also create extension ledger. Leading and non-leading ledgers are standard ledgers. Ledgers on top of, okay, and the extension ledger also added on top of your standard ledger. So what is standard ledger? Standard ledger is your leading ledger and non-leading ledger is standard ledger. On top of this ledger, we also have extension ledger. So again, extension ledger, we have classification, simulation ledger. Okay, so or the standard ledger is valuation purpose we can use, and or just for the simulation ledger and extension ledger. You can create a number of extension ledgers on top of this standard ledger. Okay, so for extension ledger, your underlying ledger will be always 0L or any standard ledger. Even non-leading ledger also you can specify as extension ledger. Okay, now if you go here in for ECC, financial accounting ledgers, ledger here, define ledgers. So you can define here this one leading ledger and non-leading ledger. That's it here. Okay, so you have only one leading ledger, that is 0L. Okay, apart from 0L, you will not have any other leading ledger. All are non-leading ledgers. Okay, you can define n number of non-leading ledgers. So we don't have extension ledger concept, but here in S4, so you can define here ledger type, whether it is an extension ledger or standard ledger. So what is standard ledger? Standard ledger, your leading ledger and non-leading ledgers are standard ledger. So extension ledger is on top of standard ledger, we are going to define extension ledger. So we have also defined extension ledger. Okay, so if you see here ALLP, you can find this. Someone has maintained this. So this one is a underlying ledger. You need to define underlying ledger. So values will not post to extension ledger. It will inherit values from the leading ledger. Whatever values are available, it will fetch from there. It will not post separately to this ledger. Means you are reducing the duplication of data, posting the same data for different ledger by creating extension ledger. Okay, if you post especially to the extension ledger, then only value will update to extension ledger. Otherwise, it will not update. This is again production or simulation ledger. So P is for production purpose and S is for the simulation purpose. So this valuation is still in progress, I think. Okay, so this is deletion possible for simulation ledger. This is no deletion is possible. Okay, so we have these ledgers and ledgers are assigned to accounting principle. All these things can be done in a single step. Okay, apart from that, we also have currencies. Okay, in S4, you can define total 10 currencies. Okay, so additional currencies are available. Let me select one ledger here. 0L, double click on company code. So we have local currency, global currency. So freely defined additional 8 more currencies are available. Okay, so all these are all additional currencies. So total 10 currencies are available in S4. So 8 are available along with company and the global currency. So total 10. But in ECC, we have only 3 currencies. Okay, when you go to define currency here, define currencies for ledger, if you select AL50, you can define only 3 currencies, local currency 1, 2 and 3. Okay, you can't define more than 3 currencies. Only 3 currencies company code. So this is one difference. Okay, so while defining account group, number ranges for secondary cost element is also maintained here itself. Okay, so in the GL, while creating GL account, master data, GL account preparation, prepare GL account here. So define account group. Define account group level. We also create secondary cost elements. Secondary cost element category is also specified here in the GL account level. But in ECC, So that is not required because we maintain that separate number ranges will be created using KA06 slash n slash o KA06 to create secondary cost element. But in S4 we will create using FS00 itself. So this one you can use accounting, financial accounting, not financial accounting, controlling, cost element accounting. So you will find here K01 for create primary cost element, K06 for creation of secondary cost element, and change all this one you can find. Okay. Created in K06, but in S4 FS00 itself will create secondary cost element. Then remaining all settings are common. In case of bank accounting in the GL, so creation of bank account is a part of here house bank. While creating house bank itself, we can define that accounts here. Define house bank FI12 transaction. In FI12 itself, LT. So you can define here, then double click on bank accounts. We can create bank account in the same screen itself. So you don't need to go to theory app. Okay, here this one will be taken care in the same FI12 itself. Bank account creation. House bank and bank account, both. So house banks and bank accounts are created. FI12 transaction. But in S4, house bank you can create using FI12 underscore H bank or FI12. So in 1909 version, this one FI12 is again provided as an FI12. Okay, earlier it was not there, FI12. So now in FI12, select your company code, ELM1, select, double click on house bank. You can create new entries. Only house bank you can create using FI12. And one more transaction was also provided /n FI12 underscore H bank. Okay, you can also use this same transaction code FI12 underscore H bank. New entries. You can also create house bank here. This is for house bank. Bank account creation is part of Fury app, manage bank accounts. So it is a mandatory Fury app. You cannot create a bank account in SAP GUI. It should be done in the Fury app. So which Fury app? That is manage bank accounts Fury app. Manage bank accounts. And workflow also given in the standard SAP while creating house bank, while creating bank account. So approval process of bank account is also provided here. So workflow is available for opening bank account. Defining ledgers for versions in controlling is mandatory in S4. Which one? Yeah. So here we are going to maintain for our controlling area ledger is also. Yes, come in. Okay, so this step is also we need to do. Okay, so whenever we post a transaction in CO, so we need to define the CO transaction is post to which ledger. Okay, so this is also there. Define ledgers for version in the controlling. Okay, let's put this point also in the time. It is not a mandatory in ECC, but it is a mandatory step need to do in S4. So we don't have that step in ECC. Define versions for, if you go to SPRO, controlling, general controlling, organization. So you'll see only these steps. Define controlling area, number ranges for controlling documents and versions. Okay, but in S4, you can also find here maintain controlling area, number ranges, and define ledgers for CO version. Okay, so for the banking point of view, we have to create a GL account. We have to create GL account and create a bank account using manage bank accounts area. And you can also avail that standard workflow for the approval process. Okay, so we don't have that option, no workflow while creating bank account. So there is no standard workflow. creating bank account. F5 and 2. Now, so the banking point of view, creation of bank account is a major change. Then the bank reconciliation, the same process. We don't have much, no difference in the bank reconciliation point of view. Okay, so even in S4 as well as in ECC. Okay, so here payment, manual bank statement, and
String has come,
electronic.
right? So, search string.
So that is there in even in ECC also. It is not a new thing in S4. It is there in ECC also, such string. Okay, so this thing, electronic bank statement. If you go to ECC, here financial accounting new, bank accounting, business transaction. No, not in bank account, business transactions, payment transactions. Here, electronic bank statement. You will find here this one. It is there, part of that. Okay, so when we are doing this one now, automatic bank reconciliation point of view itself, bank reconciliation, importing of bank statement. Okay, import bank statement. So that additional configuration path is provided in S4. Okay, so that step. Okay, let me show you that. Go to electronic bank statement. Yeah, this one, settings for data import. Settings for data import is not part of ECC. It was not there. You see, go to ECC. You see here the same path where we are here. After XML format bank specifications, business add-ins. Okay, that's it. Okay, we don't have this additional step. So this is provided in S4 to without taking help from ABAP, you can specify that file path where it will be stored once you receive bank statement, where this will be stored. So this is the additional configuration available in S4. Okay, that is not available in ECC related to bank repo. Related to electronic bank reconciliation, settings for data import. So what we are going to do here in the settings for data import, maybe you might be already forgot this during the class I explained. Here we define the logical path first. Okay, so what is there here? Logical path. Once you receive statement from the bank, where it should go and store. So it will be stored in the AL11 directory. So this is the inbox, and file usage is import files, and where it should store in the AL11 directory, user SAP under this path. Okay, this is the file name. This is the one logical path. This for the inbox. We can also create outbox, then errors, like that. Two more folders also we can, two more paths also we can create. This is for inbox we created, one more for outbox, then archive folder. So like that, 2, 3 we can create here. Then go back. Then this one is a define import parameters. Here, whatever we already defined there, inbox is coming, right? Just inbox is there, that's why only inbox is coming. So you can select here inbox. Then for the inbox, storage part, where it should store. In case of errors, where it should store. So this is for the errors, this is for the storage part. Okay, so we specify that. Next, go back. In this posting parameters, when you go to ff_ff_5, here we specify posting parameters. So these posting parameters are specified here. Example, I'll select ALM1. ALM1 is not available here. Okay, maybe that AL10. AL10. Company code AL10 is not coming here. Example, company code is ALAL. Then mode is import and post. Now here you can give your house bank account ID and the upper limit, lower limit numbers here. This is for this number for algorithm clearing purpose, which number has to be considered. So we give here XBLNR and BLNR. So BLNR, XBLNR numbers you can give here, upper limit, lower limit, and save. So this one is of details we are specifying here. For example, import data and post this one, and we are giving this info. Here, go back. Then this one is a define transfer information. So this transfer information is for where the data has to be stored, transfer path. Once data is processed, once file is processed, where that error file should be stored, logical path for error. So here we specify. Then after that, there is a program to execute this. So in the program, we can define the job. So system will automatically run that ff_5 based on this login, these parameters, and process the file. In case of error, it will go to error. So this process is added in S4. This was not available in ECC. Okay, import process. Maybe let me show you the one which we have done. Okay, so in the real time. I'm stopping now.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, like this, we'll define this. Additional settings are provided in S4. Okay, so that is a part of electronic bank statement. So the additional setting, import parameters, which was not part of ECC. Okay, now coming to AP and AR. Okay, so now here accounts payable and accounts receivable. Vendor account is created as business partner. Okay, so the business partner synchronization settings are added, additional setting. Okay, so let's go to no standard. Option available. Okay, this is a one which is not available. Now in accounts payable, accounts receivable, vendor and customer. XD, XK01 and XD01. XK01 for creation of vendor, XD01 to create customer. But in S4, you can create vendor and customer as a BP. business partner by extending the roles. Customer or vendor are created as a BP and extend business roles. So that is a major change in accounts payable and receivable. Okay, so remaining most of the configuration, all configuration are all common. We don't see that changes. Okay, so here business partner integration, how we will do the business partner integration is a major thing we have to do. So even this business partner cross application component, so we'll find here business partner, the same setup, whatever we have done as part of this one business partner. Master data synchronization, this one, integration with the vendor and the customer, grouping, here, master data synchronization. So here is a customer and vendor integration. Even it is there in ECC also, that setup. When this was used, in case of vendor or customer is created as a BP for the treasury and risk management or credit management, FSCM module. So during that time, we used to set up that role. So business partner is created as a BP, business partner, and that will be used only in the FSCM module, not in FI. Okay, now you will use these roles. FLCU00, FLCU01. Both are, these roles are there even in the ECC also. Okay, this is for vendor master also. You can find the same role here. Okay, FLVN 00, FLVN 01. The business partner roles are there. Now let's go to asset accounting. So in asset accounting, we have major changes. So the changes are technical clearing account is introduced in S4. So there is no technical clearing account in S4 in ECC. So whenever you buy asset, okay, so if you post asset, so you will post directly asset account debit to vendor account. So we will not post to any technical clearing account in ECC. But here, in place of asset, it will come technical clearing account debit to vendor account. Then, so asset account debit to technical clearing account for the each accounting principle wise, it will post in S4. Okay, so that is not there in ECC. So this is a major change which you need to remember. Let me open one asset document here in ECC. Go to ESC 16N, DKPF, header data table. I'll give document type is KR or AA. I'll give AA. A150. So we have some documents here. Document number 31 in 2018. Session FB03 13 A150 2018. This is not the one, which is 13, I think. So let me select from here. A150, I want document type AA related or KR related document. Let me check AA document. Okay, this one is a data takeover posting. Okay, I'll open one asset AW01N. So if I open this entry, this is a asset account debit to vendor account. So the document type is KR. So whenever you post a transaction, F-91, this one is a F-91. So F-90, I think it's not 91. F-90 to post acquisition of the vendor transaction. Okay, so if I post transaction here, example for this one AL19 company code, if I buy one asset by giving this vendor account, okay, some number, asset purchase 70, will give here asset number, external transaction 100. Okay, cannot be posted because this company code is not there available. Okay, so when you post this entry, normally this will generate. So what is the entry here? Asset account debit to vendor account. So in case of S4, and this document type is a KR. 16, asset purchase, entry, asset account debit to vendor account. Okay, so credit. This entry is with the document type KR. It is posted in F-90. So this is the accounting entry will generate. Okay, for you, interview point of view, maybe interview will ask you, what is the accounting entry when you post asset purchase in ECC, and what is the entry when you post the same entry in S4? Okay, now here in case of S4, what is the accounting entry will generate when you do the purchase of asset? Okay, so document type. Here we have two document types. So one is the operational document and the asset accounting document. Both will be there. Document type KR and AA. Both will generate in F-90 itself. F-90. So now let me open accounting entry in S4. AW01N. So I'll put ALM1 company code. Plant and machinery 1. Last day the physical layer could not be found. Okay, some issue. Okay, I'll select some other company code. Maybe some issue with again after we have done asset accounting. SC16N BKPF. Put the document type is AA. Okay, I'll open this document 1724 company code stands for FB03. One 724 2020. So here entry is technical clearing account is credit and this one is debit. Let me open correct document. We have posted many documents. Okay, so let me open one document which is posted by us. This one, not this one. ALM1 2021. Okay, so here document which is generated is asset account debit to technical clearing account. That is a document type AA. When you go to asset accounting display, in the asset accounting display, you can find here KR document. So KR document is your technical clearing account. So this is our technical clearing account. Which one? Technical clearing account is debit to vendor account. Then asset document is, so if I open this document, it will be clear. Okay, let me open this document. So this is the entry which is posted during your FDAS 90. Okay, so it will show that FB01, but it is posted in FDAS 90 only. If you go to FDAS 90, so you see here KR document type only will come. That is for the asset purchase. So here document is posted. Technical clearing account is debit to vendor account. So why this technical clearing account is coming in place of asset? To post each ledger wise. So a separate accounting document will post here. Technical clearing account is debit. Debit to vendor account. This is an operational document. So document type is KR. Okay, for this one. KR. Then if you see in the ledger view, for the asset accounting view, so for each ledger, Okay, example here is a 0L leading ledger. So we have entry asset account debit to technical clearing account. So here accounting posting keys are technical clearing account is 70. This one is a 31. Posting key 31. Here is 70. Below asset accounting document. AA. So earlier technical clearing account is debit. Now technical clearing account is a credit. So the asset account debit to technical clearing account. Credit. So here 70, 75. So you'll find here 70, 75 is a T code. This one posting key. 70, 75. For the each ledger wise. This is for 0L. Then if you have another ledger, example here, if you go to here, we have one is for 0L, other one is the IFRS. So you want to see IFRS, Q1 also. Q1 is also generated. So this is only one document, 19 series is one document, but here you will find separate entry for this one. This one is for, okay, now you see here document, one series document for the ledger 0L, AA. So then IFRS 40, ledger Q1. Okay, AA document is generated. That is for the ledger Q1. Q1 is also same we will find. Ledger Q1. Let me write here. Same entry is here also. Let me take this one a little bit. Let me make this one as a big size. Now, after that, we'll see. What is your question, Ramna? So we will extend asset classes to the ledgers and we will put different depreciation key for different ledgers so that the same entry will post with a different depreciation amount. See, whenever you want to post separate depreciation for one single asset, you want to post two different depreciation percentage. Like one depreciation area will have 10%, other depreciation area will have 20%. So now in S4 HANA, all are posted on real-time basis to the GL. So that is not available in ECC. So you can post depreciation for each depreciation area wise, which is assigned inside the asset class. Okay, so whenever you create asset class, you have depreciation area activated. So whatever is activated for your asset class, all these depreciation areas will come in the asset master. You can put separate depreciation. And what is your question? We'll extend asset class to the ledgers and we'll put different depreciation key for different ledgers so that the same entry will be posted. So this question is different. Okay, so this kind of requirement will not be there normally. So you can put different percentage in case you want to have separate depreciation key. You can create separate depreciation key and extend for your depreciation areas. Okay, so here this one is a simple entry. Here is accounting entries in detail. Okay, so we have written like we post to the technical clearing account. So there is no technical clearing account concept in ECC. Shall we continue another 10 minutes?
Yes, sir, we can continue.
Okay. So now only one depreciation area GL. So only one depreciation area is posted to GL. Rest are only for information. So you can't post other depreciation areas to the GL account. Those are only for information purpose in ECC. But in S4, you can post depreciation. All depreciation are in the real time. You can post depreciation areas to individual depreciation area wise. Okay, all depreciation areas are GL account. Okay, and it is a mandatory to have separate depreciation area for currency also. Okay, so if you have currency, even that is required in ECC also, if you have parallel currencies, you need to define depreciation area for that particular currency. And accounting principle is a mandatory. While maintaining depreciation area in S4, if you go to SPRO, financial accounting, asset accounting, enterprise structure here, organization structure, copy, reference chart of depreciation, delete, chart of depreciation, ALM1. Here, accounting principle is mandatory for each depreciation area. Based on the accounting principle, system will update this key. Means at the ledger. Okay, so ledger will be taken automatically. So we have to maintain accounting principle. Each accounting principle will have depreciation area. Okay, so all depreciation areas are assigned with accounting principle. But in case of ECC, we will not have accounting principle assignment. It is only the ledger assignment. SPRO, financial accounting new, asset accounting. Okay, so here enterprise structure, copy. So I'll give AL19. Okay. A15D. Okay, so here you will see the ledger group. We will not find any accounting principle here. That is the ledger group and post to the real time. And it will be posted only one GL, post to the real time. But in S4, go to S4. Here we can post all in the real time. Here all are in the real time. So if you have additional 2 more currencies, you need to create here one more depreciation area. Then that depreciation area will be specified in this step. Okay, so under currency step, integration. I think under general valuation, here currencies. So define depreciation areas for foreign currencies. This step automatically will come once we specify here parallel currencies. Okay, so we need to specify here which depreciation area belongs to which currency. Okay, so whether group currency, odd currency, or what currency we have maintained, that needs to be maintained here. Then it is a values, adapted values, whether it will be adapted from 01 book depreciation. Okay, so that will be always adapted from the book depreciation. We are not posting separate depreciation for currencies. It will be only the currency conversion purpose we will maintain. So here 1 will put 01, then this will be identical checkbox we need to select. So that is the required. Okay, I just did for ECC. Okay, let me show you in ECC. So if you go to AL15D, AL15D is not there, A150. Okay, so I'll give other AL5D. So in AL5D, so you can specify here depreciation for group currency, depreciation for hard currency like this. Then this setting will be specified. This is for the which currency. Then only you will be able to allow for the saving this particular transaction. Go to valuation, currencies. Here specify use of parallel currency. Like this, you need to specify. This is for 16 and 17. This is for a group currency. This is for hard currency. Then this one is identical, and values will be taken from book depreciation. Okay, so this one is a additional setting you need to do in case of currency wise. If you specify depreciation areas, and it is a mandatory in S4 HANA. If you have additional currencies, you need to maintain here. Depreciation area also is required to maintain. Then this technical clearing account is, we can define technical clearing account and assign to each accounting account determination. Okay, one technical clearing account you can define and assign to entire your chart of depreciation, like your chart of account level. Example, we have assigned at the chart of account level. Or you want to assign different technical clearing account for each account determination, that also is possible by giving the account determination, chart of account determination, and GL account. We can assign here. so that multiple technical clearing accounts also you can assign. Okay, in the depreciation posting level we have changes. Okay, so in case of ECC /O AFAB, AFAP is a depreciation posting run. We have executed here in S4. If you go to ECC /N AFAB, you will see here planned depreciation, repeat, restart, unplanned depreciation. So all these options are not available in S4. Okay, so now it is a simplified. You can execute depreciation for the period instead of repeat or restart anything. So you can execute. So this option is not available. Okay, so this option is not available here. So the total run, detailed run, and you can run this. You can also close the period even though any errors are there in a particular asset. But in ECC, you can't close until you resolve all errors in the depreciation run. You can't close the periods. Okay, so that is one thing. Now you can run all this one in background only. In the depreciation run level, reasons for depreciation posting run is removed in S4. Then AJRW is the opening of new fiscal year. Fiscal year change will happen once you run AJRW in ECC. But AJRW is not part of S4 HANA now. Let's say AJRW. So this T code is not available. You see, AJRW is not available to open. When it will open? Fiscal year, when you run FAGL GVTR. Carry forward of FAGL GVTR. So balance carry forward. Once you do the balance carry forward, even asset balances also will be carry forwarded using this transaction. This was not there in the ECC. FAGL GVTR will run only for the GL carry forward, not for asset. Okay, so FAGL GVTR is a transaction is available in ECC also, but this will carry forward only GL balance, not asset balances. For carry forwarding of asset balances, we have AJRW, asset balances. AJRW, but here asset balances carry forward using FAGL GVTR. FAGL GVTR is a transaction. So to close the asset year, AJAB. Okay, that is a year-end closing. But in ECC S4, AJAB is available. AJAB. So that is for the year closing. So here there is no change. Closing of asset physical year will be done using AJAB, even in ECC as well as S4. So view which asset physical year is available, OAAQ. So OAAQ will show you which asset physical year is closed in the ECC. So OAAQ itself you can see, but the screen is different in ECC S4. If you go to S4, put in OAAQ. So this screen is like different screen, not the same way how it will display. Here you can also put the date and legacy date, everything. So it is taking some time. Okay, so these are the major changes in asset accounting. So you don't have that posting of real-time integration is done between GL and asset. Okay, so because all this will be stored in AC Docker table itself, so everything will be stored in the real time. You don't need to do the reconciliation. In case of ECC, we used to do the reconciliation, asset accounting and GL, asset and GL reconciliation. So here it will be taken care in the design itself. You don't need to do reconciliation. Yeah. Set AA to F5. So there is a periodic posting transaction, ASKB. That ASKB only the this one reconciliation transaction. So that is not there in S4. Okay, so you see OAQ transaction code is like this in S4. OAQ. For our company code, we can see which period, whether it is company code is a productive or not, legacy data transfer is done or not. All these settings you can find in OAQ. ASKB is not available in S4. Okay. So these are the changes in asset accounting as well. Any